about conversion. Who here has a bunch of leads? Raise your hand by a show of hands. Who has a bunch of leads? You can just give me a thumbs up in the chat or a hand in the chat. Who's got a bunch of leads that needs support selling? Okay, cool. Me too, right? I have a bunch of leads I'm trying to sell. What is a better way to work on conversion? Well, let's talk about it. By the way, if you have any questions, raise your virtual hand. I'll get to you as soon as we're done with the conversion chat, okay? So let's talk about conversion for another 5 minutes. Number one, we just kind of went through this, which is like finding the buyers, right? So you find who's specifically in your marketplace and who is buying, right? So I'm going to go back. I'm going to share my screen. Again, John, you're getting all the, you're going to be the favorite child for today because we're in your market, okay? We have El Paso, Texas. We're just going to go right back to this example, okay? Let's just say we're industrial, right? You got industrial, everything that you're prospecting right now. They own properties of 15,000 in taxes or higher. I can actually get rid of the not sold within. It really doesn't matter. We're going to click apply because we're going to go to the owners tab. Let's go to the owners tab. Well, we have Blackstone. We're probably not going to do some deals with Blackstone, but we could, let's do one more search. Okay, let's go to owner and let's just do person. Okay, that's going to eliminate Blackstone. I'm probably not going to call Blackstone right now and try to get through to them. Let's call a couple of these people, okay? Here you go. This guy has $1 billion under management, and they bought an industrial building. This is how simple the game is, right? Here you go. This person has 99% of their properties are industrial. Bought a few properties. Doesn't have my last acquisition date, but I would love to kind of see if we can find someone who has a good last acquisition date and owns a bunch of industrial, right? I'm just using industrial as one example, okay? So you can do this for anything. I'm going to sort by last acquisition, so it just makes it easier. I'll just do one of these people, okay? I don't know if I feel like calling him because he's probably not going to answer me, but whatever, fine. I'll call this billion. Let me call this $1 billion guy. 44 properties, mostly industrial. He has 4.5 million square feet. Look at this, 3 million square feet of industrial. Michael Legata, where's your contact information? Here you go.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail. The person you're trying to reach is not available.
I'm just gonna leave him a voicemail so just so you can understand.
Please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up.
Hey Mike, my name is Henry Eisenstein. I was calling you because I noticed you had you own a number of larger industrial buildings in Texas. I run a commercial real estate sales team, and we have a number of off-market deals I'd love to send your way. Just wanted to get a little bit clearer idea of your criteria to make sure I only send you the best of the best opportunities that I know you'd like. If you can't give me a call back when you have 2 minutes, 908-216-6532. Thanks so much, Mike, and have a fantastic day. Take care. So what I'm going to do here real quick also is that I'm going to call the guy I just sent the email to with the deal, okay? So we're going to try to sell him a deal. Similar thing. Let's just say I called somebody up and I actually have a deal I'm going to sell, okay?
Hello.
Pat, Henry again. How you doing?
Hey, Henry. Good. How you doing?
Good. You got the email?
Yes, I got it.
You have 2 minutes to go through it real fast?
Yeah, I don't think it's so much for me. I mean, it's not horrible, but...
What number do you look, and listen, I was not expecting you to just go, yeah, great, let's write a check for 2.5 million, let's call it a day. What number, if it was at that number, you feel like you can make sense of it at?
I didn't even dig into it that deeply. The tax is 70. Mainly just because I looked at the from the outside. It's just you're talking about shipbox, attached frame, basement units and stuff like that. But just quickly, you're talking. You got about 223 gross, 70 in taxes, insurance, water, utility, another. So call it up 100.
I'd say around a mid 100 range, 150 grand or so. Maybe 130, 140. I think I may have overestimated the taxes, but
at 70 grand.
I'm pulling it up right now. But yeah, I think that actually probably pencils out.
So you got 21, 4,
and it's got one vacant unit.
40, yeah, is that correct? The tax at like 60?
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yep.
So yeah, just again, I don't think I'm good for it, but if you take 223 gross, 70 to 60 in taxes, another 40 or so, call it 100 grand in expenses.
Yep.
You're left with 120 net.
So where does it need to be to pencil out for you?
Even at a 6.5 cap, what's that?
185.
850.
Yeah. Which obviously I was just say that puts you at a little over 100 a unit.
For frame building, it's, the friggin' insurance is going to be too expensive on these things because they're attached frame, basement, studio units. I think that's a fair kind of number.
Listen, I think that you could probably get it done for like maybe 2.1 and change, right? Like 2-1. I mean, like again, only price per unit you're looking at, you're at 123 and a half a unit. I mean, I think that, for that location, I know the cap's a little low and you're gonna have to work at it a little bit. But a lot of a lot of the tenants are on month to month. You got a vacancy, you could start cranking up people right away. I mean, obviously not a ton, but you do a little bit of work and try to squeeze out, even with rent control, but you do get some decent appropriate rent increases with some work on the units.
Yeah, let me think about it. I'm not super motivated by it. I got some money coming to me from a new construction project I'm waiting to sell out. So
Nice.
I'll have some cash. Look to put about $1 million in change in cash. So
I mean, look, if you're putting 50% down or, about that, at 2-1, this might be interesting. You're going to cash flow a couple bucks day one. You're going to get everybody up, 3 to, because it's CPI in these areas.
yeah, no, I'm very familiar with the rent control.
Yeah, so
Let me think about it.
I'm not going to hold my breath, but look, I think that if you, I'm not going to hold my breath, but I am saying that, look, I think that if, picking this thing up for like 125 a door, no one else is buying properties at this price per unit in that location. I know that obviously you're going to work on it, and the first few years are not going to be crazy heavy cash flow, but you're going to, we both know that, that's only going to be going up in that market. People are paying. Just on the 6 unit alone, if you're paying 125 a unit times 6 units, paying $750 for that building, all day long. People are selling the 1 bedroom 6 families for $950 at a bare minimum.
Yeah, I mean, obviously that building is a little more attractive. I'll tell you honestly, like, I think you should be able to sell this, and I'll tell you what I kind of like about it. Nobody loves studios so much, but this location, I'm not afraid of them.
Yep.
And you would hope that there'd be some turnover there, more so than bigger units where you get lifers who will never move.
Yeah, of course.
Low rent, so maybe you can get some shuffling to happen. That's a good thing. And then the textbook 6 family, like you said, that's not bad. Those rents are pretty good. So you're not, it doesn't look like you got lifers there either. So there's some, there's all you want the turnover. You want that to sort of happen.
Of course.
Which I think is the profile's pretty good here. I mean, you got someone real low on the studio building, but okay, so what? It's what you're gonna get.
Yeah.
Listen,
I think
it doesn't look horrible.
Yeah, I was gonna say, look, I think again for the right buyer, I think this deal makes a lot of sense for somebody who's looking long term in this area. Obviously, you're not cash flowing like a monster day one, or even year 1, year 2, year 3. But I think over a 5-10 year period of time, I think you're in a nice place, right? And a few years into it, you refi out a majority of the money when interest rates drop, and I think you're in a really really good position. When did you say you were closing on these new construction deals?
I've got. I mean, it's literally probably going to be 2 months. So I don't know what kind of time you guys are looking at. I mean, if I was hot on the deal.
I mean, look, you could close in 2 months, or 2.5 months, 3 months.
I'm saying. We could certainly do a moving target type of thing.
Yeah.
I could just work on it that way.
Yeah. Yeah, and look, I do an easy 1031 without making much profit. That would be nice.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't need a 1031 on this one because I'm not making any money.
Sorry, I don't want to keep twisting the knife on you. Sorry.
No. Well, that was new construction in Union City, which I'll tell you and anybody else who can hear a person speak to never get involved in new construction in Union City. But
I get
it's
it.
just a thing.
Thank you for the warning.
Yeah,
Well,
tell your friends.
I will. So yeah, look, what other information can I get for you on this deal? I mean, I could send you at least some of the leases, put something in front of you. I mean, look, and even if you happen to, have a partner of yours, if they can make sense at 2-3, there's money that we can both make. I know you're a licensed broker.
Yeah, that's why I honestly, I feel like it again, if it's not for me, I think it should sell. I mean, for that kind of, maybe not 2-3, maybe 2-1 to 2-3 somewhere, I think that should work.
Yeah.
The Brooklyn boys are buying, I mean, they should be good for it, I would think.
Well, look, I want to at least put something in front of this guy. I know that he needs to sell it. He wants to sell it. I think if we could try to get something in front of him between the 2-1, maybe 2-1.5, 2-2, he might take it.
Yeah, and there's nothing. I mean, you already told me that the landlord pays the heat in both of these, right? That's the only other factor that I would really care about. Leases are totally irrelevant because they're
landlord pays water and heat. Yep.
Yeah.
And you could probably you could start billing that back with all the new tenants, like you should be.
Well, yeah, that would you'd have to separate everything out.
Well, I mean, even if you're just charging everyone an extra $25, or $50 a month, right, in a separate utility cost.
All right, let me look into it a little bit further. At least
Sure.
it's not, listen, 90% or 95% of these things, we look at them for a second and throw them in the trash. So
I know. No, I get you. Well, listen, I definitely, my intention is just to get an offer in front of the guy. I'm not saying that, it needs to, you need to abide by and close and put a deposit tomorrow. I'm saying I'd love to just get an LOI in front of him and see what he says. Obviously, I don't think 185 is worth writing up, but if you're open, obviously take a day or two to look at it, but let's see if we can put a 2-1 in front of him and see what he says. If you're open to doing something like that, and we could do a 90-day close.
Good. All right. Let me. I'll look at it. I'll send it to one of my friends and partner. He's not like my partner, but we've done some stuff together, and he's
Okay.
a good, somebody to bounce things off of.
And I know that if you don't end up buying it, and you want to broker it out. I mean, I know there's money for us to be paid separately at 2-3, right? So if he ends up taking it down at 2-3 or something like that, maybe even 2-2, there's a couple bucks, where we could split a commission.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I'm not an active broker. My partner, and I work for Matthews Real Estate. One of the kid in my office. He's not a kid; he's a grown man, but he's killing it in Jersey City right now.
Great.
David Ferber.
Yeah.
I'm sure he could. So maybe, yeah. All right, let me look at it a little further.
Sure.
I'm not throwing it away.
No, sounds good. Why don't we touch base? Friday? See if we can touch base Friday.
That sounds good. Yeah, Henry. Okay.
All right, sounds good. Thanks so much.
All right, man. Take care. Thanks, bud.
It's like having conversations like this repeatedly, guys. Where look, I'm not saying that every single time it's going to work out and you're going to get an offer on every person, but hey, if you have 10 conversations like this a day, you're probably going to get an offer.